Well, Christmas has come early. New mag, mate. What's in the box? Oh yeah, half decent MIG. This is the Magmate 150 MIG and arc MMA inverter welder. Cut these straps. Just need to cut the plastic off. Bit of an unboxing and unveiling video of the new toy. Gone for 2 or 3 years with my old MIG, but due to its cheap quality and well, quantity of use, I've probably put about 35 kilos through it. This is my old SCA mini MIG. There's a roll of gasless in there at the moment, but that's done a lot of work. I haven't had that bad of a run with it. Had a couple of wire feeders replaced. Lots of foam packing, so you get a decent hose clamp, good quantity, probably 3 meters of hose for my argon line or argo sheared line, whatever your preferred is. Mine's just straight argon. Oh, here's the torch. Oh. A spanner, some tips, hose clamps, this is a big difference between a cheap welder and a good welder. Quality of the handpiece. That's got the nice big connector. Swiveling ball on the handpiece. A very nice trigger action. Nice and soft. Easy to feel. Very tidy. And we've got the unit. There's plenty of packaging wrapped around it. There it is. Nice big 15 kilo wire feeder. That's another big reason I went for this particular welder, because its ability to hold a 15 kilo roll. 15s are cheaper, means I have to stop it less times to use it. I know 15 kilos of wire is a lot of wire, but it's one less time I've got to get out, stop using it. Oh, there's our book. It passed. Yeah. I didn't stick the sticker on there, but it passed. Instruction manual. And here's the wire feeder. Nice big motor. Nice adjustment. Just look at the quality. Good wire feeder. That for me is a big factor in spending more money on a welder than I normally would. This welder was cheap, and its wire feeder's cheap. That's why I went through so many of them. this, it's very nice. Front display, nice to set out, voltage and current, voltage adjustment, arc transfer adjustment, fill adjustment, or dynamic control, whatever you want to call it. Simple arc or MIG. Quick, easy polarity change for the tip of the gun. This is the gun's polarity change ports. Or alternatively, you leave the gun's adapter out and you hook up your 2 leads for your arc welding. Flick it to arc and away you go. There's another piece. It even comes with an argon regulator. Nice. Some more fittings. It's a hose barb. This is excellent for me because it means I can take a said bottle of argon between home and my workshop, which is where we currently are, to run on either appliance without having to mess with the reg, change the fittings, use it for the TIG, adjust it up for more flow, less flow, and that kind of thing. This one can just stay with the MIG, go everywhere with the MIG, and my TIG one can stay on my SIG weld at home. I use straight argon because I use the TIG as well for stainless steel work, etc. And I use the E2 size. The most cost effective rent wise and actual size wise for me. And there's not enough in a small bottle to be using them with the MIG for any prolonged period of time, and there's too much in the G size bottle. Alright, I'll do a bit of setting up and I'll come back. Alright, so after doing a bit of playing around, I learned a bit more about how this beast works. The arc transfer is a very interesting setting that this has. It allows you to adjust how much spatter and spit it has, and the way that the actual weld metal comes off the arc and transfers to the piece of work that you're working on. I'm starting to find that I like it more turned up high, so it's arc transferring hard. It causes a bit more spatter on the work, but I'm not using perfect clean plate either. But it also makes it smoother and more predictable to weld with, for me at the moment. Of course I only just unboxed this, so things might change. Bringing the current down, currently at 70 amps, the reason I've come down is because it allows me to go slower and smoother. Keep the voltage up high so you've got plenty of heat. Yeah. So that's the way I'm currently using it. Argon flow set at about 20 litres a minute. And there's a lot of tests and lobby looking welds and bits and pieces that I've done. But then there's a couple that I've started to get more consistent on. That's an external corner that was just a slight gap between the two pieces. And it doesn't look terrible. Well, to my standard of welding, it doesn't look terrible. I'm by no means a professional, just a bloke in his shed playing with a welder. Compared to everything else I've done, it's nicely bedded in and sunk into the plate, which means it's achieved some reasonable penetration. MIG welders, well, good MIG welders that work well, aren't exactly a normal thing that I've had. Got the old super cheap mini MIG there that I used to use often, but it got to the point where the wire feeder is greatly influenced by the voltage drop and carry on of the torch. The line is stuffed, the earth clamp's stuffed. It's done a good job. I'll still no doubt use it. I'll put the side back on it and use it just for tacking things up with the gasless wire, or exhaust. It's quite good for exhaust and panel work because you can turn it down a long way. Obviously it's just a selector from A to F, but yeah, it's done the job quite well over the years. This beast, as soon as I am happy with how it works and how to use it, will be invaluable in some of the stuff that I do, building bits and pieces. Especially if I can, well, this is after using it for about half an hour, I'm starting to, a non-welder, non-professional welder, starting to see results. A few other welders I've got around the place. Got a little Assetti 140. I bought this off online, off a bloke who probably didn't really know how good it is, for $40. And I haven't used it as a TIG yet, but I've used it quite often as a stick welder. Runs a nice big push and turn connectors like most welders, same as the new one. And for $40 I couldn't have gone wrong. You can tell it's been used commercially. It hadn't been used by him forever, but it'll drive a 3.2mm rod all day long without getting hot. So as you can see, I've peppered this poor bit of plate with an absolute quantity of welds playing around. Bit of porosity and crap in there, but I didn't really clean the plate either. So what I might do is run the wire wheel over some reasonable thickness plate and keep on playing before I do too much with it. Oh, that's it for tonight. Packing up and going home. It's been the bit of fun with the MIG 150 by Magmate. The welder came from BOC. Picked it up today. Highly recommended by the salesman, as the next step up would be a 200 amp BOC welder, or what they keep in stock anyhow. And you step up to the 200 amp BOC welder and they're $1,200. This is half that price. Came with free 15 kilo roll of wire. Has a nice, I believe they call it a Euro connector. For the torch. And a nice long earth cable. Might even bring the leads over from the Assetti and plug them in and have a go with a bit of manual metal arc welding. One thing it's not overly loud, it's just a little bit annoying. The fan in the welder goes constantly, but they are also rated to have a 60% duty cycle at full go. So at full power, still being able to put out 60% of the time, that's quite amazing for a MIG that's not worth a fortune. Yeah. If you have any questions, leave them below. Any comments, tips on how to help me use it better if you've got one yourself, or you understand a bit more about this arc transfer control. Now, I'm used to a traditional welder that's got multiple current steps and Y speed. This creator fill setup's a bit different for me. As the current goes up, the Y speed automatically compensates. I can't actually control the Y speed with this welder. But if you know more than I do, feel free to leave a comment. Thanks.